This is the Between Two Firms podcast, episode 6.
Wait a minute. Let's reframe this just one second.
These are good problems to have.
And what we can do with money to help our family over generations.
And working towards my entire career, I decided, you know what, I think I need to do my own thing.
And I'm like, awesome.
My name is Nick Kobos, host of the Between Two Firms podcast, and I am joined by my teammate Matt Nomshik. Matt, what's your official title, dude? What are we going with? I think we talked about showrunner, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're going with showrunner supreme.
The showrunner supreme
and editing engineer.
chief editing engineer. Yeah. Okay. So showrunner supreme and chief editing engineer. What is that? I can't acronym that on the spot.
Those are just very credentialed titles that I'm using to continue to justify pay raises.
Continued pay.
So the average salary of somebody who's both a chief editing engineer and a showrunner supreme is quite high.
I can imagine. That we need to run that through RC reports and get a reasonable comp on it. But yeah, okay. So showrunner supreme. Seems like that's probably a title. I'm gonna look for showrunner supremes on LinkedIn and see how many there are. But well, cool. So I'm joined by our showrunner supreme, Matt Nomshik. Matt, how's life, man? How we doing this week?
Yeah, we're extremely busy this week, as you well know.
I think every single episode, as we continue to do this, will start with me asking you how you're doing, and you responding, "We're really busy."
Yeah, just
it's
from
now until the end of days.
And it's me physically deteriorating as a result.
Well, hopefully we can pump you full of enough Cherry Coke Zero where the preservatives at least slow down, if not eliminate entirely, some of your physical deterioration. But cool. Well, I'm really excited about our interview today. But before we talk about Hector, a little firm update on what we've been up to. We've this morning we had our first interview for the bookkeeping a bookkeeping role that we're trying to fill. We are dipping our toe in the water. We're gonna try. It feels dirty saying it, but I need to get over that. I don't know. Some people seem to be all for it. Some people get the ick, but we're dabbling our toe into hiring outside the U.S. So we had our first interview today with a potential bookkeeper in the Philippines, and I don't know. What'd you think?
I think that it was very informative in a lot of ways. I think that both the structure of our interview can be changed, and I think we learned a lot from them as well, was kind of the consensus we came to, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was our first interview. It was our first time, at least for me, I don't know about you, first time interviewing somebody that was like not like already a direct relationship with, so first like cold interview, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So yeah. Good to get a rep, like most things. Good to get a rep on just going through an interview process. And I think the more that we do, the more, one, we'll get better at just interviewing, and then two, we'll get better. We just build kind of real expectations of kind of what you can expect from the talent pool. But yeah, I don't know. We're excited to try it.
We got 4 more upcoming. And so, yeah, that's on top of the podcast recordings. So there's a lot in motion.
There's a lot in motion. Yeah, and tax season starting, which I'm anticipating we'll have a trickle down effect. But I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah.
And I guess the only other thing is we're doing the annual planning meeting, which you kind of you kind of slash like the fun part of that, I guess, out so we could get more productive time.
Well, I take no blame.
It originally it seemed like it was going to be like, okay, this is going to be like kind of a team building thing, a few hours of team building, and then we're going to have like some high powered meetings at the tail end. And now it's like, okay, we're going to have a working lunch and then lunch into 4 hours of meetings.
In my defense,
you're gonna blame the weather.
I was not gonna be so noble as to blame the weather. I was actually gonna go. I was gonna take the low road and blame Marissa, and say that.
how do you arrive at that?
For the listening audience, Marissa is basically runs the show, and Marissa was tasked with putting together kind of a tentative itinerary with like minimal to no guidance from me on what we were doing for our semi-annual, our inaugural semi-annual planning meeting. And so, we're in North Carolina. It's, I don't know, it's not cold, but it's North Carolina cold. It's January, it's like 40 to 50 degrees. It's 50 degrees most days. And so we were planning, we had discussed, after some back and forth, we discussed maybe going and playing mini golf. But the weather for Friday is supposed to be like in the 40s. And Marissa, I'm open to suggestions. Marissa was like, why don't we just go to a brewery? Because that was like the alternate COA or alternate course of action. And to be fair, I'd probably rather also go to a brewery versus playing cold mini golf. I don't know. Is 40s cold to play mini golf? I don't know. I think
no.
I think depending on where people live, they'll either be like, yeah, I wouldn't do that, or
I wasn't married to the concept of mini golf, but it just seemed like
just because I would have won, but
no, I don't think that's true. But
but yeah, I reject on its face though the premise that we've downgraded to a working lunch. We're gonna go to a brewery.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put something in the post production. This will be the second time that you've rejected on the premise something that is provably
demonstrably
true. Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be a good ass time. We're gonna go to a brewery. It's a working lunch. It's a working lunch plus you get a beer, dude. Come on, that's a good.
Wow.
I think it'll be a good time. I'm excited for it. And then we're gonna come back to our shiny new conference room, and I say shiny and new because we recently put up a whiteboard, which was long overdue. I'm a big whiteboard guy.
It's not that long ago we put the actual furniture in. Before
I'm with you. It was just an empty room. Yeah, the conference room is coming together. We got our whiteboard up, and we've been making use of it. So we'll move back. We will retreat to the conference room and do some planning, which I'm excited for. I need to kind of finish putting together the agenda for what we're going to talk about. But I think it's for really my major goal for it is that we get on the same page about what the next 6 months should look like. Who is our target client, which right now I think is somewhat of an open-ended question.
Mm-hmm.
And then how do we dial our systems in to attract and retain more of those clients? But yeah, well, it should be fun. And Marissa wasn't here to defend herself. So, but I'm happy with the brewery thing. I'm totally fine with it. I'm happy about it. So really, it's not me that's throwing Marissa under the bus. It's you.
I didn't blame her.
Bitter. You're bitter. You're bitter that your free round of mini golf.
That's an interesting spin you put on that.
Your free round of mini golf was torn from your grasp, dude. It was
an interesting spin. Propagandistic, maybe.
So anyway, I think it should be fun, and I think it'll be a learning experience.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's
first
probably
inaugural. So we'll do an AR when we're done. We'll make it better for next time.
That's probably enough about firm news for now. This episode went a little bit long, but it was a good conversation. I think you said you were excited about it. You were buzzing when you came out of the room. So
yeah, I had fun talking to Hector. It was a little long, so apologies in advance. I'll shut up after this, I promise, Matt. But we did we do an after action review of all these episodes every week as we try to make these better, and just improve our processes for putting these together. And so basically the main takeaway from our after action review for the podcast that we did on Monday was keep the interview shorter. And I wrote it down at the top of the page when I went into the interview and proceeded to record, I think, the longest
thus far.
So I'm working on it. I got some problems that I'm working through, but I thought it was great substance. I really loved and appreciated Hector's transparency and willingness to share his pricing and what his packages consist of. I thought that was super cool, and I think the listeners will hopefully get some value from that. But yeah, I mean, I don't need to beat a dead horse then. You want to go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Sweet. All right. Okay, our guest today is Hector Cantu from Cantu Tax Consulting, based out of Laredo, Texas. Hector, super excited to have you. Thanks so much for making the time. How you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Great to be here.
Oh, great. I'm excited for this one. So I've got a bunch of stuff I already know I want to ask you about, just based off of what you put into our little intake sheet and that missive call we were on the other day. But before I dive into all the nitty gritty stuff, why don't we start with you just tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into accounting, and then from accounting, how you ended up going out on your own and launching your own firm.
Yeah, so I've always been good with numbers. Since I was a kid, I knew that I thought that I wanted to be an engineer because I was excelling in math and all that in school. But then I'm from Mexico, so that was in Mexico, and then on the university, that's when I came to the United States because I live in the border, right in the border with U.S. Mexico. So I was in a city called Nuevo Laredo in Mexico, and the border of that is Laredo, Texas, where I currently live. So in the university, the engineering schools were too expensive for me. Well, for my parents, and so I ended up in the local university here in Laredo, Texas, and I was studying management information systems, which is business, but with a concentration in information systems. I don't know why I chose that, but it sounded cool at that age. I mean, I was 18. I mean, at 18, at least me, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Right now,
I think most of us don't.
Yeah, right now I'm 41, so yeah, it's been a while. And so I don't know. I was working at a bank. My wife and I, got married in 2012. After a couple of years, we wanted to have a kid. We bought a house. Well, not a couple of years, only 1 year, because in 2013, that's when I opened the business. So basically, the business was open because of necessity. Because of the house, kids already in the plans, and from the bank, I had some experience analyzing tax returns. So that's where it all started. It started like, okay, I'm going to be doing tax returns on the side, but I don't know, life happens, and then one client needed a business in Texas. I opened an LLC, and I became an enrolled agent. I'm not a CPA, by the way.
Okay.
Because of the same reason I studied business, information systems, and then the MBA, I did it in finance, because then at that time I wanted to be a financial advisor.
Gotcha.
So yeah, on those low 20s, I was all over the place in terms of I didn't know what to do.
Fair.
And then the weird thing is that I wanted to be a financial advisor, and right now I'm partnered with a financial advisor. We're in the same offices and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that was just coincidence, I guess, but yeah. So to answer your question, out of necessity.
Okay.
And so enroll agent.
So you started
in 2013 was when you first started doing taxes.
Yes.
And when you started, was it it was like a side hustle, or it was already full time? Like
No,
you
no,
said,
no.
I'm quitting the bank and I'm doing okay.
It was side hustle. It became my main gig until 2021.
Okay, so you did it as a side hustle for a while.
And it was slowly growing, referrals from clients, clients, and in 2021, it's when, well, even before I was already like working crazy hours between the bank. I was working at a bank between the bank and the business.
Yeah.
And but by 2021, that's when I said I cannot do this anymore. So I just quit the bank job. Yeah.
Oh, okay. A couple of things there, because that's super interesting to me. When in that process did you get the EA? Was that after you went full time or before?
No, it was around the same time when I decided that okay, this is going to be my main gig. I need to get at least certified in this, and so yeah.
Gotcha. So you did the EA around the same time you went full time.
A little bit before, yeah.
A little bit before. Okay. And so when you decided to go full time, when did you know that like I'm ready? What was it, based on the hours you were working, or was it tied to income? Did you have an income goal? How did you think through it?
It was by that time the income in the business was double of my W-2 salary at the bank.
Man.
So yeah, I mean it was income. It was all income.
Yeah. So okay. So when you said, I'm quitting the bank, the business, your take home was twice what you were getting at the bank.
Yes.
Okay. And no, I mean that's just a great position to be in. Was it still scary, or were you like by that point you were just ready to be done, or?
Not scary. It was exciting, and but also it's not scary. It was more like I was going to miss the guys, because honestly it was all guys were in the office that I was working at
the bank,
at the bank. So I mean the friendship, I guess.
Sure. No, I get that.
Yeah, but still in contact with them. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was exciting. Okay, I think that I don't know. I think that's a cool. That's a long side hustle period, and I'm guessing I'm guessing that having that side income for that many years, you were able to put yourself in a really solid position so that when you did make the jump, I mean, like you said, it wasn't it wasn't as stressful as it otherwise might have been.
Yeah, and originally the goal was not to become a main gig. It was just a side. I needed extra income. That's all.
Yeah.
And
just did a good job, and it kept growing. And yeah. No, I think that's definitely that's definitely a lesson for anybody who's thinking about launching. That you don't have to quit your job and say I'm full time running a firm on day one. You can ease your way into it.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to sacrifice your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And especially I already had kids. My first kid was born at 2015, and the second one 2017.
Okay.
So those years were, I guess, hard for my wife. Maybe. I mean, for me, it was like long hours, but it's fine. But yeah.
No, I get that. On the family side, it can be tough. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And for anybody, I like that, or it's interesting to me that that you waited until you knew you were going to do it full time to go out and pursue the EA or the credential. For anybody who's thinking about starting a firm who's not credentialed, I'm also an EA, so I'm fellow enrolled agent.
Cool.
But for anybody who's thinking about going out and starting a firm, do you think that, in hindsight, like having done it, do you think that would you change when you decided to go do the EA? Like, are you glad you did it at the time you did?
Honestly, it was no difference. The EA, I just did it because, okay, if I'm going to have to reach to more clients, I need to have this behind me. Because since 2013 all the way to 2020, it was all my clients didn't care.
Right.
It was just referrals from other clients, so they knew that the job was good. So yeah.
No, I mean that's something I see that a lot. I was gonna say I hear it a lot. I don't hear it a lot. I see it a lot. on social. I get this kind of general vibe that there's a lot of folks out there that are working in accounting and maybe thinking about going out and doing their own thing, but they're not credentialed yet. And there's this feeling of, I need to wait until I'm credentialed. I need to wait until I'm credentialed.
Although, I mean, to be honestly, if I have chosen since the beginning the accounting degree, I would have gone
Sure.
for the CPA.
Right.
But I guess the way I see it, EA is for us that didn't know what that accounting was our thing until it
Right.
was too late, I guess, or not too late.
Sure.
But
That's my vote. Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
that. I get that 100%. Yeah. Okay. Well, right on. No, I think it's a super cool transition. So 2021, you go full time. And when you went full time in the business, how did that impact growth, impact the business?
it was weird. It was weird. I hadn't thought about that, but it was weird because suddenly more clients started coming in by referrals.
Yeah.
And 1 year later, because at that time it was still COVID.
Okay.
So I was the one working from home. My wife was working at the university, and she had to go to the office. I was the one at home taking care of the kids, and they were on the online classes, the remote online classes. So, and then in tax season, it was super stressful on that tax season.
I can imagine.
But it got to a point economically that I was like telling my wife to quit her job, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to, and she finally did in May 2022. And I always
After
remember
busy
May.
season.
Yeah, exactly. I always remember May because I mean, why not January? Like,
right, fair. That's funny.
But she wanted to be. I don't know. She wanted to take care of things before quitting.
Sure. No, I get that. That's funny though. Yeah. No, cool. So since going full time, when you went full time in the business, did you have any teammates or employees or contractors that you were working with? Or it was just you at that point?
At that time, it was a bank. One of the bank's employees, he was helping me with some bookkeeping.
Okay.
And also my dad was helping me with bookkeeping, and my sister was helping me with the payroll of the clients.
Okay.
Right now, the two, though my dad is no longer since a few years ago. Also, the bank employee, he switched jobs, and he's now a government employee, and so no.
It.
But my sister is now it's already full time with me, and she's like the payroll manager basically.
Gotcha. Okay. And so you got your sister on the team, and then do you have any other folks on the team?
Yeah, two other full time employees.
Okay.
One started with me part time. Well, he was an intern. He started in summer of 2024.
Okay.
And became full time in July, I believe, July 2025.
Okay, cool.
So so he was like around a year part time because he was waiting to graduate from university, from accounting.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, got it. And what do they do in the so I got you do all the do you do all the tax returns, or are they helping on the tax?
No, they do help me.
Okay.
So they do the preparation, I do the review.
Sure.
And also all the bookkeeping, they do it. I do the review. The way I see it, they prepare everything, and I do the review of everything. And also the advisory is right now is done by me, but my goal is to train them little by little for that they can do it also.
Gotcha.
I didn't say that. My business is mainly advisory driven.
Mm-hmm.
It's not we don't take like tax annual tax return clients.
Okay.
And so the way I see it, the tax return is just the secondary part of the job because it has to be done for our advisory clients.
Yeah. Well, so tell me a little bit more about that then. So when you say you don't take annual return, so all of your clients that you're doing a tax return for also has some type of advisory services tied to their.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Before and this switch, I did it only 2 years ago. Before
Okay.
that, I had everything, and it got to a point that I was working 65 hours a week
Yeah.
during tax season. During
Sure.
tax season, so yeah, I increased prices a lot and disengage a lot of clients that are annual, and I still have a handful of annual clients because of all the, I don't know,
The
the
sticky
history.
ones.
Yeah, the sticky. And but yeah, so that was 2 years ago when I did the transition.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about that transition then, because that's fascinating to me. So you were doing before kind of the standard. Were you doing any advisory work before the
Yeah.
transition? Okay.
Actually, the advisory started since 2013.
Okay. So from the beginning.
But it's because since I'm not a trained accountant,
Yeah.
I mean, I was in finance.
Mhm.
I was since the beginning. I was doing to my clients financial analysis, tax forecasts, and stuff like that. And that was since the beginning, since 2014. Yeah, because in 2013, first it was the first tax season, and then after that, that's when I started doing the financial analysis and for my clients. I mean, granted, at that time I only had like 2 clients, and then those became 3, and then 4. But
Sure.
as it started growing, I was doing financial analysis and tax forecasts for everyone at a super cheap price. So, but I mean, that's how you
That's how you started, right?
that's how
right.
you learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so you were already doing some advisory, but what percent when you decided like, hey, enough is enough and we got to trim this down? Like, what percent of your clients would you say that were doing advisory services versus the ones that were like, just hey, I just need the return?
Well, right now it's I would say 98%, well 95%.
Mhm.
It's advisory. Yeah.
But what about before you made the switch?
Oh, before. I mean, it's hard to get it by. I can get it by. I can tell you by income. By income, it was about 80-20. 20% was. Yeah, 80%.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So the advisory client, what I do is a monthly fee.
Mhm.
And I don't it's not an extra fee for the tax return. It's the monthly fee
built in.
includes everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
includes everything. And the annual tax the annual clients at that time, it was probably like 20, maybe 30% of my yearly income.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So most of it was already advisory folks.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that made it a
That's
little easier.
that's how the business started since the beginning. It was
Right.
since the beginning. I didn't know that you are supposed to charge by hour or by form. I was
Sure.
just doing a monthly fee because that's, I don't
So it
know.
made sense.
Yeah, that's what made sense to me at that time. Yeah, exactly.
Sure. And so you still do the monthly fee model.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to get into kind of your model and your packages and kind of how you think through your offerings and pricing. But before we do, I do want to just kind of talk about that transition, because that transition, when you decided, hey, we're not going to do annual returns anymore, and you raised prices, was that scary, or was that like an emotional event?
Super. I got help from Geraldine Carter.
Mhm.
I went into her mastermind program. It was 2023, 2022. I don't remember. So yeah, she helped me to build my gold, silver, bronze packages. She helped me with the mindset that it's okay, that because my thinking, and it's probably the same thinking of everyone, is that, oh, if I'm going to increase prices a lot, everyone is going to leave. I'm going to have to go back to W2 employee, or I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
the worst case scenario.
It's all
right?
gonna right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Actually, the the conclusion of all that was that 19% of clients left. 19%.
Okay.
I actually have it wrote down in here. It was 19%. Yeah, and my monthly revenue increased 32%.
Oh man.
So-
Okay. So you lost basically 1 in 5 clients, but your revenue actually went up 30%.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which means your profit probably went up substantially, because I'm guessing all that revenue increase was basically all straight to the most of
Yeah.
it was straight to the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so now I'm getting 32% more income with 19% less work.
Yeah, right. Which is a
That's how
great way to
I
think
saw
about
it.
Yeah. And so how did you do it? Like how did you physically, like mechanically, like what did that look like for you of raising the prices? Was it one by one calling clients? Was it a mass email? Was it the billing system?
I was undecideful on that, and I had a like one by one with Geraldine at that time, like a conversation like this one,
Mhm.
and she came up with the idea of doing it by batches.
Okay.
What does that mean? It meant that take few of your clients, do they increase like a 25% increase to those? If they'll accept, move on to the next batch, increase another 25, and so on. So what I did, I already had like a list in an Excel, a list of my A clients, B, C's, and D's. And the way I lettered those was in terms of revenue per hour, kind of like that.
Mhm.
So a client that was paying me good for the time effort, those were A's, and then
Yeah.
the next ones were B's, C's, and D's. So the increase, the first increase, was to the A's. I've read
So
before.
you started
that,
with the A's.
yeah, I've read before
Okay.
that you should start with the E's or D's, but for me, that didn't make sense because I wanted the less increase to my favorite ones.
Sure.
For
Yeah, the ones that
I
were
mean,
already. Yeah, no, that makes that
yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So once the A's, oh, and by the way, before this, I did the same exercise with 3 clients that are also friends, like good friends from
Sure.
always.
Mhm.
So I did the exercise with them about the gold, silver, bronze, and to see if it was going to be good or not, and to
Mhm.
get their feedback basically.
Yeah.
So after that, that's when I did the first
The
increase to
batches.
A's, 25%. And so, and the batches, I divided it in 15% batches. So
Okay.
50% of my total clients, I did the
Word.
first increase.
Okay.
And then once they all answered back and they all accepted, I went to the B clients,
Mhm.
did an extra increase. They all accepted. Went to the C's, they all accepted. And then once I got to the D's, that's when I started the first pushback. So that's when I knew.
The top, the A's, B's, and C's really, for the most part, were no pushback.
So
It was
what
the
does that?
D's.
Yes, no, but it's more about the money. Like
Yeah.
it's not about the client. It's more about that when I got to the D's, that's when my price is already starting to get high.
Oh, just because they. What do you mean? Is that just because when you stratified them, the D's were already the ones who had the lowest effective hourly rate, and so they had the biggest increase? Is that, or what do you mean?
Well, that too. But what I'm trying to say is that the A's didn't get a super high increase, only 25%. So the fact that they all say yes is telling me that
I gotcha.
it's telling me, ooh, I should have gone higher.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I mean,
Sure,
it's fine.
sure. So by
I
the time
went
you got to the D's, what were you raising it by?
So when I started, look, I have when I started, I don't know about average, but most of my clients were at like $300 a month, and
Okay.
that included everything.
And when you say everything, that's tax return and what
Unlimited-
what else?
unlimited consulting, like they text me. Well, all my clients are Spanish speaking. Well, I have a couple that are English speaking, but most are Spanish speaking.
Okay.
And we use a lot of WhatsApp messaging.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a lot of WhatsApp questions, and I'm answering, or audios on the WhatsApp, or
Sure.
calls. They can call me, email me whenever. And so unlimited consulting, and tax returns, the financial analysis, the tax forecast, the tax planning. So everything for about $350 a month.
Okay.
And right now, my average is, I believe, is 950 a month. So
That's your average
Yeah, right now.
over the
But
course, and that change happened in basically 3 years.
in 3 years, yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
What about, do you know when you said the 350 a month when you started doing the increases, do you know roughly what that equated to for you hourly? Like basically, if you took the average client, how much time on average it took you to do everything you were doing for them? Do you know what your effective hourly rate was when you started?
Yeah, I did that exercise, and I have it written, but I mean, it's going to take me a while
No,
to
no,
find
that's
it.
fine.
But it was about 120, I believe,
Okay, when you started,
when I start, and right
yeah,
now it's about 350, more or less.
yeah,
I
and
think, but
sure,
around that,
but yeah,
around that.
but roughly, okay. I mean, that's huge, and to
Yeah.
do that in 3 years, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's triple. Everything triple basically.
Yeah.
And right now the average is 950 because most of my clients are bronze
Mm-hmm.
because the silver and the gold clients are the price is way higher.
Yeah.
Why is it higher? Because they're getting tax forecasts and financial analysis every quarter for the silvers, and the golds are getting it every month.
Oh, okay. So tell me about that, because I think that's fascinating. So your bronze, silver, gold. This is for any client that comes in the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So new client comes to you, and I say, Hector, I want to work with you. Like, I want you to do my taxes. I want you to I'm a small business owner, and I want you to do my taxes and advise me throughout the year. What does each option look like?
Yeah, so all three, they all have the tax return, the state tax return, the personal tax return, um, the unlimited consulting or unlimited advisory,
That's
or
even on bronze.
even in bronze.
Okay.
They all have tax planning, tax forecast. The difference between bronze and silver is that silver has quarterly tax planning, quarterly tax forecast, and the quarterly financial analysis. And
Mhm.
the bronze only has a yearly tax forecast or tax
Okay.
planning.
Sure.
It doesn't have the financial analysis. What does the financial analysis means? It is the how the business is doing. You're spending too much in here. More like a business
Like a
advisor.
business advisory. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you deliver that? So for a bronze client, you say there's the financial you said the financial analysis
Mhm.
and the tax planning. What does each of those look like? So financial analysis, is that like a call, or is that a Loom video of you in their QuickBooks? Like, how do you deliver that?
It depends on the client, but so once we do the financial analysis, we have a template on a Word document.
Mhm.
We do that, and depending on the client, that's how we present it to the client. Some clients prefer Loom video. Some clients prefer just email. Some clients need the call. So it depends. It depends on the client. So
Okay.
we kind of adapt to the client in that regard.
And you basically have a template that you're like, these are the things that we look for, and kind of the lines, and then you just tailor it to each client and send it
Yes,
over. Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
And that's the financial analysis. And then for the tax planning, what does that look like?
For a tax, I call it tax forecast because what I say on the template that we have is right now your business is at this net profit, you will be paying this amount, but we forecast that it's going to end by December 31, is going to end like this, and you're probably going to be paying around this amount, and this is what we have to do to reduce the tax amount. So
Gotcha.
that's so
And
for bronze is yearly, for silver clients is quarterly,
quarterly.
and for gold clients is monthly.
Okay. And then sorry, go ahead.
Just a parenthesis, I don't have any gold clients, it's too expensive. So
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Well, no, I'll get to the pricing in a second, because that's interesting to me too. But for the tax forecast, mechanically, for you guys to deliver it, what are we doing? Is this like you're doing a full tax projection in your tax software?
Yes.
Or is okay.
Yeah,
So-
I've tried. I mean, I kind of I was thinking of, because in real life everyone is using this software and that
This
software,
yeah.
and but I don't know. For me, it was faster to just do like a simulated tax return in my tax software
What
versus
tax software are? Just out of curiosity, what
Tax Hack Professional.
tax act? Okay, gotcha. Okay, and so you just does the client pick if I'm a bronze client, do I pick when I get that analysis? Can I say, hey Hector, can I get my analysis in September, or do you schedule them and tell them, hey, how does that work?
I schedule depending on the client and when the bookkeeping is done and when the client gives us the bank statements. Most of them they give they give us their username and password so that we can download them. Some of them don't, so
Sure.
it kind of depends on that. So I scheduled them between September 15 and the latest is November 5. That's when I'm doing the last
The
tax
last
forecast.
batch. Okay, gotcha. For your bronzes. Okay, and
For all of them,
for
for all
everybody.
of them.
Yeah, right. Because nobody's doing it monthly, right? So
Yeah.
do you? And these plans don't include bookkeeping.
Well, you know what? You're right. That's the bronze, because for the silver, I'm doing it quarterly. So yeah, you're right. You're right. But for the silver, it's all October. All October, I'm doing the
Sure.
the silver ones.
Yeah, right. The Q3s, right?
So the bronze ones, I'm doing it some at the end of September and some right at the first week of November.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. And then your pricing does not include any bookkeeping.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. It also includes.
So gotcha. So basically, all your clients that are on this bronze, you're doing all their bookkeeping, and then you're doing their tax return, and you're doing their once a year for bronze, basically financial analysis, business advisory session, and then tax forecast, and that's the package.
Yes, minus the financial analysis. That's only for silver and gold.
Oh, okay. That's
So-
only silver gold. Okay,
So the bronze it was all that, but the yearly tax forecast, tax planning,
gotcha.
and unlimited consulting.
And unlimited access to you,
Yeah.
right? And so, okay, how do the client and still to this day, basically the clients can pick up the phone, they can call you, they can text you, they can WhatsApp you, they can email
Yeah.
you, whatever works for them.
Yeah, and right now I have around 34 clients in total, around 34, and so they all can call me whenever.
Okay.
But the goal of the business is that in few years, once I have another senior advisor that
Mhm.
is already trained and that, he can get all the bronze and I can focus
And
on
you
just silver and gold.
That makes
So
sense.
so that's going to be another distinction of the packages, that if you want access to me,
Right.
it has to be silver gold.
Right.
Bronze will be with my teammate.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. And so right now, that's your bronze. Your silver adds the financial advisory or the financial analysis, and
quarterly.
it adds the quarter, right? And then it adds the quarterly tax forecast.
Exactly.
Okay. And for all your clients, you're doing the bookkeeping, or are there some clients that they've
All
got
of
their
them.
own book? Okay, so it's like, hey, we're gonna do the books.
I mean, there's an outlier in
Sure.
which they're so big. I have two of this, that they're so big that they do their own bookkeeping. They have their own accounting department, and I'm
Mhm.
the external accountant
Right.
for everything else.
Just for the
but-
tax and yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they're above 10 millions in revenue.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Most of my clients are between 750,000 and 10 million.
Okay. And so when a new client shows up, and I show up and I'm like, "Hey Hector, I want to work with you." How do you take me through kind of your discovery process, and then really I'm curious how you assign the bronze price, the silver price, the gold price. But I'm sure there's some discovery that has to happen for you to do that. So kind of talk me through, if you don't mind, how that works.
Right now, the bronze is at $950 a month, and then silver is $1850, which is about double,
Mm-hmm.
and then gold is $3750 a month, which
Okay.
is double of silver.
Right. Oh,
And
so
how I
sorry, go
got to
ahead.
that, how I
Yeah.
got to that was more like the amount of work that was needed for gold versus silver. It's kind of double. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. And so the it doesn't matter. Basically, everybody gets the same 3 prices, or are those like the starting prices? Then you adjust based on the business. So, like, if a business that's doing 500 shows up, and a business that's doing 1 million shows up,
I,
do you adjust, or how does
I,
that
I,
work?
was, I was having that same question when I was doing this 2 years ago, and
Mhm.
I ended up doing a gold, silver, bronze for the less than 1 million in revenue,
Okay.
another one for the 1 to 5, and another one for the 5 to 10.
Okay, and that's still what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like this one that the one that I opened that is
Mhm.
950, 1850, 3750 is for the ones 1 to 5 million in revenue,
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
which is most of my clients.
Gotcha. So then for your discovery, all you need to know is you just, hey, like, I need your ballpark annual revenue. Do you get tax returns or access to the books before you sign an engagement, or how does discovery work?
It's more like to see if it's a fit, if the client needs advisory or not. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to discover.
Sure.
Because if they just want compliance, then I'm going to be too expensive. That's what I say
Right.
to myself. Because the way I see it is, I don't know, when you go to buy a burger,
Mhm.
but you say no onion, no pickles, no, you're getting rid of everything. You just want a plain. It's going
Yep.
to still be the same price.
Yeah.
So that's the way I see it. You don't want advisory, you don't want this. I mean, okay, but it's going to be the same price.
Right. Right.
And so, yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense to me. Well, that's a cool. I like the simplicity of that because I'm sure you probably don't. I don't know, but you probably don't spend a ton of time
Yeah,
on
nothing.
discovery and quoting. It's very straightforward.
Yeah, and that's why I decided to do it like this because of that. Because I didn't want to spend any time in billing. How do you do it?
Yeah, so we do custom quotes. So we've got bronze, silver, gold. We call them something different, but it's the same thing. And so we've got basically the starting prices, and similar to you, that they're tied to kind of what the target hourly, like effective hourly rate should be. But of course, especially for first year clients, like we estimate, but it can vary, right? And
Yeah.
but for us, we do tax and bookkeeping separate. So those are separate. You can have a tax engagement, you can have a bookkeeping engagement, you can have both, and so they're not priced together. So it's a little bit different.
Why did you decide to do it like that? Why not do it together?
Well, honestly, because that's a great question, and to be honest with you, I think long term, I like what you're talking about, just for simplicity, because I spend a ton of time, especially this time of year, doing discovery and doing estimates. And even if most of them close, it's still like that's lost time.
Yeah.
And then it's also confusing for clients, because then for the ones that want both, it's confusing to this. Okay, there's 2 proposals. Then if they're an entity and then also a personal, then there's a 3rd proposal because we do the entities separate, and it just gets really messy. And then when things are messy, I think people shut down a little. And so I like the cleanliness of your process.
And I don't know about you said you were in North Carolina, right?
We're based out of North Carolina now. When I started, we were in Anchorage, Alaska. So a lot of our clients are still. We've got clients all over the country, but for the most part, we have a lot of our clients are in Alaska. I'd say about half of our clients are in Alaska.
I'm going out of topic, but Alaska. I mean, right now, what will be the weather over there in Alaska?
Right now, I mean, I'd have to check, but I was talking to a buddy who's still up there yesterday. He said it's about 10 degrees, which I think that's pretty normal for January.
Wow.
You get used to it, though. You get used to it.
And in North Carolina?
I think today it's like 50 degrees outside. I was wearing shorts yesterday. Yesterday was warmer. It's not quite Texas warm. I like I said, I was out in San Antonio. Look at that.
Okay, right now today here in South Texas is 54, which for me is cold.
That's
It's
cold.
already
Yeah, no, that's cold in Texas. Yeah.
Because in summer it's around 100.
Yeah, right.
At least here in South Texas. San Antonio is not as hot. It's just a little bit less hot.
Uh-huh.
But in Laredo and the Mexican side of Nuevo Laredo, it's 100. Sometimes it gets to 110. The highest I've seen it is 116.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah.
I remember there were days in San Antonio where you're just like, man, I'm not going outside after 10 a.m. No shot. Like I'll just wait it out. And I remember some days I would say, okay, I'll work out or I'll run or whatever when I get home from work, thinking, okay, in the evening it'll be cool. And it's 9 p.m. and it's still like 100 degrees. And you're like, yeah, I'm not. That sucks.
Well, and for me, it's the opposite. Is if it's 40s, I'm not going out. I'm not going out to work out.
Nope.
40s, I'm in my hoodie, my sweatpants, and yeah.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny how quick you adapt to the change. But yeah, it's fun. My wife talked about it because we moved from San Antonio back to Anchorage. We moved from Anchorage to San Antonio, and then from San Antonio back to Anchorage. And my wife would talk about that, how people would ask her, hey, like, how do you deal with the cold? And she'd be like, well, at least in the winter I can bundle up. But in San Antonio, it's like you can only take so many clothes off before people are looking at you funny. So
Yeah.
to each their own. But yeah, I opposite extremes. But yeah. It's a different animal for sure. It's a different animal for sure.
So what we were talking about before I went off topic?
No, all good. Basically, I like the simplicity of your model because to me it's just it's a bunch of mental energy and it's a bunch of mental calories that we don't get paid for trying to do custom pricing. Sometimes there's big wins, I think, off the custom pricing, but systems wise, especially, I mean, we're a similar size to you. We got 4 team members or 3.5 team members, I should say. And it's a lot of my time doing the estimates. And so it creates a bottleneck, especially this time of year. I'm feeling it. I'm especially feeling it right now. Like all my afternoons are full of these discovery calls. So I like the simplicity of that.
Right now that you said that we're the similar, okay. Cause I read on Realize, someone had like 8 or 9 team members and they were around 500,000 also in revenue. And I'm like,
how does that math?
Yeah. In your case, how is that?
We started the firm about a year ago. Well, I started full time. So I was side hustling it for a little bit as well for about 8 months. And I started it full time April 16th last year. So the day after tax season ended, I started full time. And right now our annual recurring revenue, monthly recurring revenue puts us, we're like just north of 300,000 a year and then growing.
Okay. So
go ahead.
So what that tells me is that maybe you don't do that much advisory?
Well, so that's we do advisory. However, I would say probably, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think just without the numbers, I think I would say so our for tax, our bronze, silver, gold. So again, we do tax and bookkeeping separately, which kind of muddies it a little bit, but our about half of our revenue, or 40% of our revenue in 2025 was tax. That's going up, I think, in 2026. Our goal is for bookkeeping to go up faster, just because bookkeeping is a little bit more scalable, we think. But right now the trend line is that tax is going up faster than bookkeeping. So on the tax side, I would say probably, well, let me explain our packages and I'll give more context. So bronze is we do the tax return. All our clients get a video review of the tax return, an in-depth video review. And in that video review of the tax return, it's a Loom video. We walk them through how the sausage is made, like for the people that care and want to know all the numbers, right? Most people don't really care about that. At least that's what I found. And then at the end, we give them like, okay, here's the no shit, like this is what you should do. This is what, like, here's what you do with this information, right? And we give them the recommendations, whatever, depending on the client, whatever that might be. Everybody gets that. Then our silver tier, in addition to that, gets we call it last year we called it quick questions, which was basically kind of what you're describing, is like unlimited access, email, client portal, chat, text, whatever. And then we had gold where we would do, and that was basically a silver. There's like notice assistance or some line, but we had like 2 clients get notices, so kind of irrelevant. But that was basically silver.
That's the other thing that's the other thing that is included in normal package, the notice assistant.
Okay, all the packages.
All the packages, but gold, which I don't have any clients in gold, includes notice packages from other times, like before they were with us.
Okay, yeah. So that's a key distinction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get some messes.
Yeah.
Right.
Before, back in the day, I was doing that. I was cleaning a lot of. No. Yeah, no.
No. I'm with you.
Crazy.
We're doing some resolutions right now, and yeah, I was going to ask you how you do resolution, if you do any resolution. Do you do it?
I mean, right now, since all my clients are bronze or silver, it's only for the clients. If the notice, yes, exactly.
Right. If it happened on your guys' watch.
Exactly.
And if it happened before you guys, will you do it and bill it some other way, or you just tell them, "Hey, I'm sorry, we can't."
For one client, yeah, sometimes I need to be more strict.
This is the struggle. No, I'm with you. This is the struggle. This is the struggle.
But then for another one, I ended up calling some company that only does resolution in Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is, I think, is a tax attorney.
Okay.
So we ended up calling
and referring them to
exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so that's basically our silver, and then our gold last year for for calendar year 2025 was included basically one tax forecast / tax advisory planning meeting. They have unlimited access throughout the year, but it was like one firm driven tax forecast and tax advisory meeting. We sold, I think, 2 or 3 golds. And then before I started full time, so again, I was side hustling until the end of tax season. So during the tax season, I sold a couple of golds and panicked about capacity because it was still just me at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't have any teammates. And so I was like, I'm shutting down gold. And then I shut down gold. So I sold a couple of golds last year, shut it down, and then we just brought it back for 2026.
But you kept those that you sold. You kept them.
Yeah, the ones I kept. Yeah, right. The ones I sold, I committed to. But I was worried about it, and I think my pricing was off because everybody was picking silver or gold, and so it's like, right. So you learn. But so for this year, we just, I mean, a couple weeks ago, we built out our tax package. So what we're doing for this year, for calendar year 2026, tax year 2026, is similar to you. All the proposals include, well, this might be different. Do you package? So if a client comes to you in January, I guess that's easy. But if a new client shows up in September, right? Is the monthly fee the same, or do you prorate the year? How do you?
The goal and what I'm supposed to do is same monthly fee and an upfront cleanup fee, like
to cover the gap of the year.
Yes.
Right.
But I don't do it, man. I just
close the deal.
Yeah, I just closed the deal. Started charging the same monthly fee, and we're cleaning whatever from January to that month.
Gotcha. Okay.
I also need to be more strict on that.
And then if a client leaves, so let's say a client signs with you in January, and then in October, they're like, hey, you know what? We're going another direction, and this other firm is going to do the tax return.
Well, that never happens. Nah, just kidding. No, just kidding. No, yeah. It happened once. No, it happened twice. And the way I saw it is, it's probably they left because I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's a loss. It's just a loss for me.
But do you don't refund, obviously, because the monthly payments that we're paying covers advisory, right? So if you end up not doing the return, Like what you've collected is still yours, or how do you handle that?
That has never happened because usually they leave after the tax
return. Of course,
Yeah.
right. That would make
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So
Sorry,
I
go ahead.
ended up doing a full year, and maybe they only paid like 7 months, 6 months.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean that's the risk as a business owner. That at least that's how I see it. But
No,
yeah.
of course. And we had another guest, John Levitt, who and we'll put the link to his episode in the show notes, but who had a very similar kind of strategy to you, and he's like, look, it's a flat fee, and it doesn't matter when they show up, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll win if a client leaves. Sometimes I win because they leave before the tax return, and sometimes they'll leave right after the tax return, and they win. But in the end, the amount of time that don't want to speak for him, but he kind of, like the amount of time he saves and the simplicity of his processes,
Yeah.
he said more than made up for it.
And right now you were mentioning that this year you're doing this, and then next year you're also going to be doing.
Yeah.
Like-
So we changed. So we completely redid our tiers for 2026. So now for 2026 and the renewals we've been sending out is basically bronze is we're going to do the tax return, and then give you the review, right? Silver is we're going to do the tax return, give you the review, and then we're going to provide like access for quick questions, but it's restricted to email or client chat, like our client portal. Which we also, I saw you're a Financial Sense guy. We're also on Financial Sense, and
Cool.
yeah. So it's got to go through those two mediums, and then our gold, and then one planned meeting, tax meeting. We call it a check-in, and it's, hey, we're gonna jump on a call. We're gonna make sure we're up to date on everything that's happening in the business. You can ask whatever questions you have, and then we'll give you any feedback based on kind of what we covered, depending on the client. But just because what we realized last year was a lot of people were signing up. Everybody was signing up for the middle tier for the quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of people are busy, and they never end up sending the questions. And I'm like, which is nice when it happens, but then when you go to do renewals, well, I never asked questions. Well, it's like, yeah, but you should have. We could have saved you money. You know what I mean? And so I want to force a contact point with the clients, so that we can basically, it's not fully client driven.
Well, that's another one that I try to distinguish myself with the other accountants here in Laredo is the proactive thing.
Yeah.
Because the way I did the packages is so that it's proactive, and if they're silver, I'm proactively asking them, hey, this, and you need to do this, and please send me this so that I can help you do this.
No, 100%.
But in your case, it's super tax season heavy, right?
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the thing to your original point. It's like, why you do it the way we do it? Well, that's kind of what we're trying to navigate is gradually shifting to where we have less clients, maybe less total client relationships, but they're higher value. That's where I would love. That's the direction I'm trying to move it. But I'm trying to do it. That's why I was very curious about how you made the pricing shift. Right, and how you did that transition, rip that Band-Aid. Because maybe it's just a Band-Aid I just got to rip.
But this is my struggle that has been happening in my head lately, like these weeks. My partner, which is a financial advisor, he's trying to convince me to be more tax heavy for high net worth individuals, which are his clients. So all his clients are high net worth individuals. And he's getting me to be more inclined to those.
When you say tax heavy, you mean like he just wants you to do the tax returns.
They only want tax
advisory. They don't want to pay for. They don't have bookkeeping, and they don't have
exactly.
Right.
They only want compliance. And my partner is like, maybe you could do a monthly fee to them too, and for maybe the every now and then advisory question. But yeah, and I'm like. On one side of my head is like, I'm going to get back to the tax season heavy, which I don't want.
You don't like, yeah.
But on the other hand, it would be easier to delegate.
Yeah, that's true.
Than the advisory.
That's true.
So
because you said you have right now you have 30 something clients, active.
34,
clients. 34 active clients. And that's, I'm guessing most of those have passed through entities. Or maybe half of them.
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
like S corps, like multi-member
Right.
LLCs and single-member LLCs, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, the 1040s are easier to delegate than doing the business returns or the entity returns is what you're getting at.
No. What I'm trying to say is that it's easier to delegate the tax return versus
Versus the advisory.
the unlimited consulting that
Right.
I'm offering.
Right.
Because right now, even bronze, I'm the one doing the unlimited consulting.
Right.
And you remember I said that I want to hire someone that could
Right.
focus on the bronze, and I can focus just on the silver and gold.
That
So,
makes sense.
but it's going to be hard to get that person versus get someone that can just do all the tax returns and like prepare and review, and maybe someone that reviews the tax return. So I don't know. I have that conflict right now.
No, that's kind of where I'm at. Is we this year our kind of focus is growing the bookkeeping business, and growing the bookkeeping side of the business. Where I mean, I'm not really involved in the month-to-month bookkeeping, which was a transition that happened. I mean, like when I started full time a year ago, I was only doing bookkeeping, and then now I've removed myself from that, and so we're trying to grow that and get that to where it's stable and growing by itself. And then my plan is to circle back and make the tax side of the business more efficient and scalable to where I don't have to do all the tax. But
Right.
I don't think that's not going to happen in 2026.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
And in terms of marketing, well, I've never done marketing, so I have no idea. But in your case, is it easier to get tax clients or bookkeeping clients? I'm assuming tax clients, right?
It's easier to get tax clients, and that's well. Originally, when we started, we said, okay. Originally, when I started, it was just bookkeeping. It was just bookkeeping, and when I started as a side hustle, it was just bookkeeping. And I'd said to myself that we wanted to grow a bookkeeping. We just want to do bookkeeping. Like we want to be bookkeeping only because bookkeeping to me seemed more scalable. I like the monthly recurring revenue and okay.
Well, what happened?
But as we grew, I was like, everybody's asking for help with taxes.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll help with the taxes, right? So okay, we'll do the taxes. And then as we started doing the taxes, we realized, well, the tax work is obviously way higher margin. And so even though, it can be lumpy and I don't like it's deadline heavy, it's higher margin. And so that's when I was like, okay, I will do all the tax. We'll and so that's been the focus for the last year, is getting the bookkeeping to where it's systematized and doesn't require me, so that now I can focus on the tax and then we can grow the two together. But it's been a little bit of a process.
Why not? Because for me, the people that come is because of referrals, and they come.
Same.
And if they want their tax return, it's because I'm also doing. We are also doing their books. So why not do that? Well, what?
No,
what?
I that's the direction. So we have our team kind of semi-annual planning is going on this Friday. That's one of the things we're going to talk about, because our favorite clients, surprise, surprise, our favorite clients are the ones that we do books and tax for, because the ones that we do the tax and we don't do the books, there's a handful that are good, but a lot of it is just, it's garbage in, and it's like, oh my God, this is, and then we tell them, hey, this is a mess. And they're like, well, what do you mean? It's like, I thought, and it sucks, right? It sucks. And so that's a problem that we're trying to navigate. But the flip side is, this is our first tax season, our first full-time tax season. Last year last year we had tax clients, but I was still side hustling, and so it was limited. This year's our first full-time tax season, and so the growth has been kind of quick. But so the systems on the tax side, our systems are lagging a little bit. So this year I'm just kind of, like I said, my focus is let's finish getting the bookkeeping square and kind of hold what we got, and then be in a position, hopefully in the fall, to really get the tax nice and clean. But I love the sound of the simplicity of packaging everything together, and it's like, hey, it's together, like you said about the hamburger or the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's the same whether you want us to do it or not, so you might as well have us do it.
Yeah.
more and more as we grow, and we don't, because at the beginning, I don't know if you experienced this, but at the beginning, I mean, even still, the tendency for me still where it is, we want to get the sale, and so we but over time, as we need each additional client, it sounds bad, but you don't need the client as badly. And so you become more flexible with what you're willing to say. No, look, like, this is how we're going to do it, or we're not going to do it. And that's been a transition for us. And I feel like my ability to just let things go lags a little bit behind, like, realistically, with the stuff I should be letting go or not. So a lot of it's mental, I think.
Yeah. So right now you mentioned that last year you were still a W-2 employee.
Last year, so I had a little bit of a weird transition. I was in the Army. I got out of the Army. Was doing bookkeeping. Okay. Well, before I got out of the Army, started doing the bookkeeping, and then talked to basically was like, okay, I want to do tax. I'm going to do tax. I'd already gotten my EA, but I'd never actually done a tax return. And so I was like, hey, let me get a season of experience actually doing returns. And so last tax season, I worked at a mid-size, a smaller mid-size CPA firm in Anchorage.
So and until April 16, that's when
until April 15, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm done full time.
So in less than a year, you're already at 300,000. So yeah, you're going like turbo mode, right? Turbo mode.
But where it hasn't. It's been, like I said, it's. I think it's been relatively quick. But there are things, because it's been relatively quick, there are things, to your point, that I know are problems, but one thing at a time, you know. So it's like we're like I love the simplicity of your. I'm jealous. I'm like, man, if I could set my fingers and everybody's books and tax is combined, and everybody, like, that's the goal. But I don't think we're at a position yet where we can just cut. Where we can force people to do it,
because
safely retain our margin.
The problem
maybe next year.
Yeah, because since you're 4 people, also you're thinking that no, I need to sell more.
Exactly.
Versus in my case, I was not that stressed because it was only me and my sister off half time. And
right.
So yeah.
So where the bookkeeping side, I think should be stable. I mean, it already is, but there's a couple more things we want to get. There's a couple more changes we want to make on the bookkeeping side. Hold on this tax season. We are increasing prices on the tax side and fixing something. So we're making big progress, but the focus right now is on the bookkeeping, and then be in a position so that in the fall we can move to maybe something more like kind of what you're doing, which I really like the sound of. And you're not the first one to say it, like the fixed monthly tax and look, we do the books, or like, I like the sound of that a lot, because we like doing the books. I mean, it makes the tax easier, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
But I've got so many other things, because I wanted to talk about Financial Sense, because we're fellow Financial Sense folks. And I also wanted to talk about Laredo and the Spanish speaking clients, because like we said at the beginning, we definitely not as many as in Laredo, but here in North Carolina, we also have a lot of folks that are like Spanish speaking clients, and that's something that we have, that we're uniquely positioned to serve. I guess we weren't recording yet, but my family's from Colombia. I speak Spanish, right? And so that's something that's an angle we've thought about using to attract new clients. So I want to talk about all that, but in the interest of time, we'll have to do a follow-up call and talk about Financial Sense and some of that other stuff, because we spent a lot of time on the packages, but that's okay. That's good. I want to kind of give me an idea. I want to kind of move us towards kind of our closeout, but before I do, what's your goal, or kind of what's your vision for what do the next year to 3 years look like? Like, what's the direction you guys are trying to go or take your firm?
So the goal is to get to 1 million.
Okay. Top line, 1 million.
Yeah,
okay.
Right now we're halfway there.
Okay.
So, but I don't want to do the turbo thing that be 1 million in 1 year. No, no, no. I want to
Yeah.
gradually be like that.
Yeah.
I want to like systematically and organizedly get to there. Also, I'm not good at selling. Well, at
Okay.
least that's what I tell myself. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, but but right now is that struggle that I mentioned. Do I focus more on advisory, like the way I've been doing it, or should I maybe focus on the high net worth individuals compliance? What would get me, I guess, faster, easier to the 1 million? That's my struggle right now.
Gotcha. So basically, next 3 years or so, the goal is to kind of double size or double revenue and reshape, or you're kind of thinking through like your role and how you kind of take things
Yeah.
off your plate.
Yeah, because this year for 2026, after tax season, for sure I want to hire someone, but I'm still undecided whether it will be like a tax manager advisor or just a senior accountant that can review tax returns.
Gotcha.
So that's
kind of the pivot. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So depending on what do I choose, that's going to now be the
shape.
path.
Yeah, right. And will that have you decided? Will that role be in person, or will that role be? Will that role be remote? Or
yeah, in person.
in person? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, very cool. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll have to do a follow up because the financial sense thing I really wanted to hit on, but we're already a bit long. That's okay because we talked a lot about a lot of good stuff. But
it's going to end up like a Joe Rogan 3-hour episode.
yeah, exactly. Well, let's do so. At the end of every episode, we've got our 5 closeout questions that we ask every guest. And so, if it's okay with you, I'll just kind of go through them and we'll talk through them. So, okay. So, question number 1: do you have a favorite business book?
When I listened to your episode, the one you sent me was Carolina, I think. Well, I forgot the
Did I
name.
send it Katrina?
Yes.
Katrina,
Yes,
cool. Okay, yeah.
And at the end, you asked that question. I'm like, oof, if he asked me that, I have no idea what to say. Because I don't know if it's a culture thing, but I never read books. I only read PDFs and like I read a lot, but read in the computer.
Yeah.
I never read books. And as for as for fictional book, I also don't read books. I watch movies a lot.
Sure.
But
What about-
but like one parenthesis, I have been reading one book for that is called All In by Mike Michalowicz. I think that's how you pronounce it.
All In.
And the reason is because that book tells you about how to scale the business with the right group of people, how to attract like 18 players. So that I'm halfway through it, but yeah, that's
that makes sense if you're looking to hire this next key player here after tax season. So
exactly. And then my how do you say it? Cuñado? How do you say it in English?
Your in-law.
In-law, yeah. He's a lawyer and he recommended this.
Okay.
Managing the Professional Service Firm
Ooh. I'm going to check
by
that out.
David Meister. And so yeah, that's the one next in the list after All In.
Are you well okay, no, that's pretty, and I hadn't heard All In, so I'm going to add that or managing the pro service firms. I'm going to add both those to the list. But aside from books, then do you have any other kind of business are you a podcast guy, or are there any other kind of business resources that you're big into?
No, my hobbies since I was 13 years old, I play drums.
Okay.
So I have my own like recording studio here at home with drums, microphone, and everything. And
that's cool.
And yeah, I used to have a band. Well, we still have, but I mean we don't play anymore.
Oh, that's super cool.
But the songs are in Spotify and everything. So yeah.
Oh really? Well, you'll have to. If you want, we'll drop that in the show notes too. People can go
Cool,
check you out on Spotify. Sure. That's awesome.
Sure.
That's super cool. Well, okay. What about do you have any system or a tool that you couldn't run your firm without?
Oh yeah, definitely Financial Sense
Financial
has
Sense.
been has because well, I mean, I've never used because before it was all Excel,
Mhm.
uh, for the deadlines and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Financial Sense, it's super easy to delegate.
Yeah.
Because with Excel, I was having a hard time. So yeah,
Yeah.
Financial Sense definitely.
No, we love it too. It's got its quirks. Like I said, that would have been the next. Like I said, we're gonna have to do a follow because Financial Sense. I could talk for an hour about Financial Sense alone.
Wow.
But I I love a lot of it. I love most of Financial Sense. There's a handful of
But
things. Yeah, but there's a handful of things that I'm like that kill me. Especially
like
on the
what?
tax side. For me, you know what the biggest one is? If I had to pick one thing, it's the
Mhm.
signatures.
Mm.
So you can't do KBA signature in Financial Sense, and then even the native Adobe thing is kind of wonky. That's
For
my
me,
yeah.
for me that was not an issue because since 2013, the way I've been doing it, I send them the tax return, and
Hmm.
then I tell them please print the form 8879 or yeah, that's a
Yeah.
form number, right?
Yep.
8879 and just like sign it with ink, scan it and send it back to me. And that's how I've always
And that's how you
done
do it.
it, and that's how I still do it, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, that's clean.
The
Done.
only
Meets the
difference
intent.
now with Financial Sense is that now I request a document, I attach the PDF, send them like a screenshot or sign here with your
Mhm.
pen, like same thing, but instead of email, now I use a Financial Sense portal.
You do it the portal. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's some other hangups, but that's like my single biggest hangup. But what I love about Financial Sense, and I don't know, I'm guessing you guys do it too, is I love the recat. Well, now they call it month end close, but
I don't use
you guys
it
don't
at
use
all.
it on the
Not
bookkeeping side.
no, it's all QuickBooks Online.
But so you know, see, we use it to send all of our ask my accountants or uncategorized stuff. We use that.
For the way I do it, maybe it's not very efficient, but since our firm is very advisory, what
Mhm.
I do is I don't know, maybe there's 6 in the month that we don't know they are. I take a picture and send them through WhatsApp, and then they
Boom,
text
boom,
me
boom,
via WhatsApp. This is this, and like that.
boom. Yeah, it gets it done. Yeah, gets it done.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
because because the recap, I don't want to create more work for them.
it can be overwhelming for some other
Yeah.
clients, for sure, for sure. No, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. So, what about? Do you have any events or conferences that you're planning on going to in the next year?
I have no. I've never been into one.
Mhm.
But I saw and realized that everyone was like hyping the Jason on firms or something like that.
Mhm.
And there was one in Austin, so which is 3 hours from me.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll go and I'll take my team over there next year.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, which one do you recommend?
So that's what we're trying to figure out. That's why we threw this
Okay.
question in here because we're trying to figure out which ones we want to go to during 2026, just to get to know more folks and
Right.
suck up some knowledge. So I'll let you know if we pick any. I'll let you know.
Go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So and then you already told me a little bit about it, but so what hobbies outside of tax? What are your hobbies? Just ripping the
Drums.
drums.
Yeah, drums and martial arts.
Okay.
Soccer. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional soccer player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mexico, it's all soccer,
Yeah.
so yeah. But I also was into kung fu when I
Okay.
was like between 10 and 12 years old. So I was I liked martial arts, and as an adult, I started training Muay Thai before getting married,
Cool.
and then I started training again Muay Thai 2 years ago. So it's been 2 years of getting back to it,
What
throwing kicks and.
what belt are you?
Well, there's no belts
Oh, there's no belt in my time. See, it's
yeah.
betraying my ignorance.
Yeah. The way I explain it to people that don't know what's Muay Thai is basically boxing with kicks and knees and elbows.
Gotcha.
To it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but it's but at least where I train at, it's too much box, like not too much, like a lot of boxing techniques, like moving
Gotcha.
your head and pivoting and head footwork and stuff like that.
I took a boxing class when I was a freshman in college. We had to take a boxing class, and I've never been so stressed in my life as like a minute before we had to go in and do like a graded fight, and you're just gonna beat the crap out of somebody or get the crap beat out of you. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a smoke. I'll never. It's a smoker.
Yeah, no, I mean, the exercise that you get out of it,
It's
and
total body exhaustion.
How old are you?
I'm 20. How old am I? I'm 28.
Damn, you're still in your 20s. Okay, I'm 41, so I don't spar anymore. When I returned 2 years ago, I was 39 when I got back, but I don't spar. But most of the kids that train are between 19 and 24. There's some like young 30s and stuff like that, but most of them, they spar, and sometimes they spar hard. And with spar hard, I mean that they're throwing like 100%.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I'm just watching.
It gets old. Yeah. No, I get that.
Or if someone wants to spar light with me, like 20%, that's cool too.
Gotcha. Oh, very cool. Well, what about so last question for you. Where can people go to connect with you or find out more about you?
I mean, I guess the website, www.cantutaxconsulting.com.
Perfect.
And I say Cantu like Americanized.
Like in English, yeah. Yeah. Like, gringo.
Yeah. Because I'm not into. I don't use social media at all.
Okay.
The only reason I have social media is because friends in WhatsApp send me videos, so that's the only reason I have it. But
Yeah.
I don't follow any social media or anything.
Perfect.
Well, except for YouTube.
Yeah. I'm a big
I
YouTuber.
do use YouTube a lot.
I love YouTube.
And I've been thinking about maybe creating a channel for the business, but that's another thing that I'm undecided.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, right on. We'll put a link to your website in the show notes then. Yeah. No. Well, that's all our questions. Hector, I really appreciate you coming on. Had a blast chatting with you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll have to circle back because there's a lot of stuff that we didn't get to cover. But yeah, hope the rest of your tax season. Well, I don't know. Has it really started for you yet, or it's
right now we're with the W-2s and 1099s.
okay? So it's getting started. It's starting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hope you have a smooth tax season, and
Thank you,
I'll keep an eye out for you in Realize, and yeah, man, we'll have to keep in touch, and I'll definitely update you if we find out if we pick a conference or two to go to. So
Cool.
Sweet.
Cool. All
Well,
right.
all right. That concludes our interview with Hector Cantu. Hector, thank you so much for coming on the show. Tremendous amount of value. I don't know about you, Matt. I got a tremendous amount of value from listening to Hector, and especially Hector's willingness to break down his price kind of strategy, his pricing strategy, and then also his service levels.
Yeah,
and how he does his 3-tier proposals.
Right, and also kind of the timeline of how that evolved.
Yeah,
where he's kind of moved from maybe in the same way that you did, kind of just taking like whatever came his way as far as clients, and not being too picky, and honestly offering them a really good deal at the same time, and then transitioning to what seems to be the prevailing model where you have a 3-tier model and really targeting a specific type of client and trying to bring the clients into his system rather than doing everything at a cheap price.
now you're just calling us cheap.
Okay.
All good. I'm ripping you. Just calling us cheap. No big deal. Dude, every single one of these that we do, I just take a bunch of notes and am overwhelmed by the amount of things that I want to implement and I want to do, and we just have to.
It seems like he possibly you didn't get to it, and you kind of lamented that, but the financial sense.
Yeah.
What we're doing with financial sense might actually be a benefit to him. It sounded like, just based on what he touched on, because I mean, we're still not maxing out the potential of probably any of the softwares that we're using, but we do rely on financial sense quite a bit. And it can provide efficiency gains if you set it up in such a way.
No, I totally agree. And yeah, I could have talked to Hector for another hour, at least just on financial sense and serving Spanish speaking clients. Those were kind of my next two lines of questions, but we'll just have to do a follow-up episode with them. But yeah, tremendous amount of value from Hector. Again, thank you, Hector, for your willingness to come on and share and your transparency. We do appreciate it, and I know the listening audience does as well. If you guys at home got some value from this and from listening to Hector kind of break down his processes, we would really appreciate you taking a second to leave us a review wherever you're listening to this, or you taking a second to share this with somebody else who's running a firm or thinking about running a firm, starting a firm, and just helping us get the word out about the show. We are working hard to continue to increase the quality of the product that we put out to you guys and make these shows better. So if you have any feedback for us, we'd love to hear it. Please feel free to drop a comment or
reach out to us in one of our various channels.
Yeah, we'll drop contact information below. And then lastly, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, we would absolutely love to have you. We'll drop a link to the contact form or the intake form in the show notes as well. So I think that's everything. Did I miss anything, Matt?
That's everything. You stole my line.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, in that case, we'll go ahead and close this out. And we look forward to seeing all of you again next week for our next episode. And hope the start of everybody's 2026 tax season is off to a good start. We'll
catch you on the next one. Thanks for listening.